Ella McIntosh. I'm from LBJ in Breathitt County. And we got some iPads in for the children because we were having some trouble with fine motor skills. And we're going to see if maybe that would help them grow, get their hands stronger, their fingers stronger. And let me see how to work. Our problem of practice was, will the use of iPads in the preschool classroom boost fine motor skills for the preschool students? This picture, actually, when we started, he could not make the S. This little guy had no concept of how to even start to make the S. He's still got some pencil control issues. But as you can tell, it is a S. So go better? Okay. How did we know it was a problem? The preschool students, age 3 to 5, are deficient in fine motor skills. The students are lacking skills needed to perform basic tasks. Some identified difficulties include cutting, self-care, and pencil skills. Like if they go to the bathroom, they couldn't zip their clothes, they couldn't button their clothes. We would try to do just simple pencil work. They could not do it. Cutting is still an issue with us. We're still working on that one. This is a couple of the guys. The one on my left is a 4-year-old. He's now 5. Will be going into kindergarten in the fall. And he has came a long way. The little guy on the left is the 3-year-old, and he'll be remaining with us, so we will continue to work with him. But they both have shown much progress. The red iPads are the ones we bought with the money. They prefer the black that we already had. I think it's to do with maybe the case. That case is really flimsy and it becomes a toy real quick. But they still prefer the black ones, so we let them choose whichever one they want. What strategies did we use to address the problem? We used the ARI Action Research Grant to purchase 2 iPads for the LBJ classroom. We identify websites and applications on the Apple App Store that assist in early childhood development of the fine motor skills. Examples include that we use the ABC Mouse, Starfall, Play Kids, and Letter Quiz. Additionally, identifying games and books designed for advancement of fine motor skills. They really like to listen to the little stories on there that was available. These are some of the apps that we used. If you do not make it correctly as you're supposed to, you can't go on. It won't let you go on. So if they don't get the right control, they're going to have to go back and try. It does really help their self-esteem. What resources were needed? We used 2 iPads in the classroom for students. We needed some additional personal time from the 2 staff members involved in the classroom. We had some volunteers come in and help, and that was great. Some parent volunteers that works at the school. Application for preschool-aged children. We had to get permission to actually let them perform in this. We used applications to strengthen fine motor skills for the early childhood development. iPad coverage to protect the iPad investment. What research question guided us? Will students be better prepared for the pre-writing skills and recognition of the early childhood skills? And this is the oldest little guy that has written his name. This is his last name. This is the first day he tried to actually write it. He can do good on his first name, but this is his first try. So we're pretty proud of that. This is a little 3-year-old. And after using that, I just let them go throughout the room and do different things that they had to actually use their fine motor skills to do. You have to take the little magnetic things around, and we just tried to see what they actually could do and how they had grown. What outcomes are being used to prove that the innovation was successful? The use of teaching strategies goal assessment system to monitor the advancement of early childhood learning skills, and that is what we use in the classroom. For example, in the physical, it demonstrates fine motor skills and coordination. We use fingers and hands and uses writing and drawing tools, which is part of the goal. If you use that, you'll recognize that. This is just a little lock, which I'm testing their skills on that. They both could do that. Teaching strategy goals assessment continued. We met the literacy The strategy 16, they demonstrate knowledge of the alphabet, identifies and names letters. B, they uses letter sounds and knowledge. They use strategy 18, comprehends and responds to books and other text. A, they interact during reading and out loud book conversations. They use reading skills, they can retell the story. They demonstrate writing skills, they can write their name and writes to convey meaning. It's just a picture of them working on the iPads. We're using the data board in the classroom, observation of students with their fine motor skills, and the early childhood screening for ages 3 to 5, which is a test they do before they leave to go on to kindergarten. This is a little 3-year-old guy. Like on this one, it will actually, after he does it, it will actually show how he actually wrote it. So if he's kind of got a little curve going on, it'll actually show you, and you can go back and check it. How were the outcomes measured? We monitored progress on iPad applications that automatically track progression through the activities, observation in classroom settings to monitor increased positive age-appropriate fine motor skills, because what the 4-year-old can do, we don't stress the 3-year-old to do. Observation of use of iPad to monitor the increased positive age-appropriate fine motor skills. I think we got that twice. This is first the little board we brought down when we first come, so some of you may recognize that. That was here with us that day. I just thought it needed to be in there. We've come a long way with them since that little board. Our results show they're writing letters using pencil and paper. They're recognizing letters. The older guy knows his whole alphabet and can make all his letters now. Increased ability to use scissors. Still working on that. I don't trust scissors. They scare me because I don't want to look back and, everything's destroyed, no hair, but I'm working on that one-on-one. Able to use button and zip vests, which we have in one of our centers, and ability to take care of their own needs, such as zipping jackets and buttoning pants in the bathroom. Learning to use technology. They're able now to turn them on and off themselves, get where they want to go, do what, whichever one they want to go. You got to monitor them to make sure where they're going, though. And this is just a picture of the little guys working. It's Aiden and Coleman. They're pretty cool little guys. And our how to prove positive outcomes are due to the innovation. 2 students age 3 and 4 began the study. 1 student age 4 will enter kindergarten. 1 will remain in preschool. He is 3. And follow-ups to be made with the 2. I'm going to follow Aiden on as he goes into kindergarten and talk with his teacher and see, has this helped him? Do you think, this is where he was? Where is he now? I just want to kind of keep up with him and see if it's helped. This is just pictures of them using fine motor skills once again. One's coloring Easter eggs. One's playing with his magnetic maze there. We're just going to continue the early learning websites and iPad applications. We're going to identify needs of incoming groups of 3 to 5-year-old, and we're going to tailor the games to match whatever need they may have, because no 2 children are going to be alike, ever. And this is Aiden. This is what's going to happen to him in May. His mama's crying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, Mama. But anyway, this is what we're working for. So we congratulate Aiden there. And we're going to keep Coleman. But he has come like his mentor. He's like, oh, you can do this, whatever. So they're kind of cool together. They've worked together, and they've really bonded. So I think it works. I think my only issue was the cover, because it's a mess. It's a mess. So if we get more, we need to probably not do the cover, because the games, the actual system's great. They loved it, and it has worked. There's much improvement in both of them. And we'll continue on with our little guy. And we'll send Aiden on to kindergarten. We hate to, but we got to give our babies up. We'll keep an eye out on him and see how he does next year with whoever he chooses to go to. And that's all I have. Does anyone have questions?
What were some of the apps that you were doing like when the kids were?
We've got different ones. We use Starfall, ABC Mouse. There's different ones I can send you if you want to, the actual ones. But yeah, they're cool because If you make it wrong, like some of them won't let you advance, but some of them will let you go on, and you can see, you can say, now this is how you've done it, because they'll say, I didn't do that wrong, no, or that's right. So, but if you want to holler at me, I'll tell you. When we signed up on it, it didn't. So, and it hasn't ever started. I don't know, Wayne, is it part of our program that we're allowed to do the ABC mouse because it's still free to me?